before, and I have to tell you something. My favorite music to just worship God with was Grace's first CD. But then all of a sudden, she sent me a second CD. And my experience, Grace, I have to tell you, is when there's a great CD, the next one kind of lets me down usually. Well, this one did not let me down. This one's called Take Me Away.
Yes.
Where'd that title come from?
You know what? The Lord really named this CD, and I believe it is a musical revelation and a prophetic impartation of Psalm 91 being hidden in the secret place and being taken to the secret place.
I was recently in Israel, and I talked with parents of people in the Israeli army, and they said to me that when they meditate on Psalm 91, it gives them such supernatural protection. This one young man's entire unit had no injuries whatsoever during a time of war. It's the most supernatural psalm in the Bible. And so this is like a musical impartation. I'll tell you something else I found, Grace, is that when someone has a prophetic destiny on their life, such as you have, that it's like the devil tries to snuff out their life before they even get started. That happened with you.
Absolutely. It did, Sid. He tried to take me out, not even knowing if the Lord was real. And it was a last-ditch effort saying, I don't know if you're up there, God, but we're going to give it one last shot and pray because our daughter is losing her life. And God did a miracle, and even the doctors said, we cannot explain this sudden turnaround. And it was such really a sign and a wonder to my parents that God was real, and they ended up finding Jesus soon after that because of that amazing miracle that God did in my life and the Holy Spirit's touch on my life as a little baby.
Now, you can't answer my question, but I don't get this. At age 3, you started speaking in supernatural languages?
Yes. It's amazing because it's my very first memory, and they say that all your formative years from like 0 to 4 are where all your memories are stored, and really how you're formed, and those things that are very important are really secured in your mind. So it was interesting that happened to me at 3 years of age, because it really is the first memory I had. And I literally remember, like as if it were yesterday, the room upstairs in our house, and my mom was in the rocking chair with my older sister, and they had been talking about the Holy Spirit, and all of a sudden she tells the story. I just began to pray in tongues and actually sing in tongues, and she looked over at me and thought, how does she know what's going on? And it was literally like a heavenly language. My spirit was just resounding with the heavenly song, and resounding and singing, and she said it was the most precious thing. And I remember my little heart being so happy and so fulfilled, knowing this is what I was called to do, to sing that new song, like it says in Psalms, sing that new song.
And then at 4, she just walks up to a piano and starts playing like a little child. But you really, what caused you to go to that piano?
I just think it was the Holy Spirit unction, because I'd never seen a piano before. We were at a neighbor's house, and I literally just was so drawn to it. I gravitated toward it. I just went over and I put my little hands up there, and I looked at my mom and I said, Mom, I want one of these. And so she knew it was something very special, because it wasn't just like clunking around like a little toddler. It was a real desire to learn to play the piano.
And then at 7, you have an angelic visitation.
That was amazing. Still, like I was saying about the other story, so fresh. It was as if it were yesterday. When the Spirit of God speaks to you and gives you what I like to say, a destiny dream or a destiny vision, it's something that is imprinted on your heart and your spirit forever, and nothing can take that away. Nothing can take that away. So it was...
That's the way I feel. It's so many years ago that I, as a Jewish person, had an encounter with the Messiah. But the peace that came into my room at that moment, no one can ever take away. But what's even better than that, I have that peace right now. It's not just something that happened 30 plus years ago. I have it now.
Yes.
But tell me what that angel said to you.
So I was caught up in a vision, really, and I saw music notes encircling the earth, and this beautiful like ribbon going round and round. singing and encircling the earth, and piano keys also. And I knew at that moment it was destiny. God was saying, I've called you to sing my
airwaves right now. Now, Grace, I said to you, do you see angels often? And you said just a couple of days ago you had a visitation. Tell me about that.
You know what? It was amazing. Just a few days ago, I was in my room just worshiping and soaking and praying and just seeking the Lord. And I had kind of just gotten to this really peaceful place. And I felt this amazing presence in my room. And I opened my eyes and it was an angel. And I said, what is your name? And it said, Angel of Comfort. And it was this amazing, literally like a blanket just surrounded me. And it was like being hugged with a heavenly embrace. It was the most amazing feeling. And I stayed there for probably several hours. I don't know. I was just totally taken away. It's funny because we're talking about this CD, but taken away into this place of comfort and deep abiding rest. And I believe the Lord was saying it wasn't just for me, it was being released in the earth for his people to receive that peace and that comfort, because so many people are going through distressing times and turbulent times and, going through very difficult situations. But the Lord wants to release ministering angels right now to bring that peace and know that everything is going to be all right.
One of the things I love is that you get your songs from heaven. Yes. And I've actually interviewed people that have gone to heaven, and then many years later, after they've come back to earth, they hear the music that's being released. Tell me one. Song in the album and the story behind it?
Well, this song called Holding On was amazing because I was in my studio playing the piano, just singing unto the Lord, and there's one line of that song that says, I need your hand in mine. And I'm just playing and singing, and as I sang that line, Sid, I literally felt and saw the hand of the Lord come down, like drop right in front of me, and he pulled me up. He pulled me up into the heavens, and his arm was so strong and so mighty, and in his arms I was safe, and in his arms all fear was gone. And I knew that that was the only place to be, was in his mighty arms.
You know, I'd like you to go to the music set right now, and I want you to hear Grace Williams she's literally singing a love song to the Messiah. And she's saying, I want to hold on to you. I don't want to ever let go of you. But guess what? The Messiah is singing back to her and singing back to you.
Yes.
I want to hold on to you. I want